Hello everyone, it's Jazz from the West Ham Minds channel. You can also follow me on Twitter at Jazz West Ham. So again, thank you for Chris for giving me the chance to help preview tomorrow's big derby between our clubs. I'm going to answer a few questions for you guys. So let's just get into it straight away. Which players have stood out for West Ham and what do I think of our season? I think under David Moyes, who I have wanted to sack since October as an example. It's been a very, very poor season. The quality of the football, the entertainment out there is the worst I can remember since following West Ham since around 1983, my first memory. So really, really unhappy with the manager. Really, really unhappy with the season so far. Standout player, and it'll tell you the typical season we've had is when I mentioned the player is Naif Agard, the Moroccan international centre-back we bought in the summer. Been injured for most of the season. He's perhaps only played a handful of games, and I mentioned him as the most standout player, the one that's impressed me the most. Left-footed, centre-back like I mentioned, very, very cultured, very, very comfortable in the ball, really good range of passing, threat from set pieces, played for Morocco in the World Cup, and you know how well they did really. So I think he has settled in very well, and you can see the quality, and I think he'll be very, very stable and commanding and good addition to our squad and team for many, many years to come really. West Ham's target this season, due to where we are, which is bottom 4, bottom 5 for most of the season, I think 15th is a target for us. Hopefully we'll stay up, and don't think we're going to go any further up than that. Apart from that, we are still in the Europa Conference League Cup, one of the top 2-3 to win it. Draw's going to be made next week for the knockout stages, so perhaps we can win something. We haven't won anything since 1980, so that's kind of my thoughts on where we could finish and what we could win perhaps. David Moyes, again, like I mentioned, not really happy with him in charge, really. The dreadful football, lack of ambition, very, very negative, setting up every single game, most of the players behind the ball. We wait till we concede before waking up and trying to score ourselves. One of the lowest goal scorers in the whole league. I get it, we don't concede a lot, but that's because everyone's behind the ball, and up front it's been complete rubbish here, really. I think you guys are 5th and have been for most of the seasons recently, and I think you'll finish 5th. I think Newcastle or Liverpool will probably go above you. I mean, Newcastle's slightly ahead, they might stay there, and Liverpool might pip you to 5th or something like that. So I think for the last 2 Champions League spots, I think it's all going to be between Newcastle, Spurs and Liverpool. So I think you'll just miss out in 5th. Conte is a world-class manager for me, but when you pick a manager, and if they are, due to stats, one of the best, it doesn't mean they're necessarily going to do a great job at your club or be a good fit. I think fit and personality and the way they play, it's very, very important really. So like Mourinho, Conte, if they took charge of West Ham or Sheffield United, or it's not going to work out for them. It depends on the fit. And as an example, I think Harry Redknapp was a right fit for both our clubs. Terry Venables for you guys before that, John Lyle for us before that, Poch for you guys more recently as well. So I think Conte on paper is one of the best managers in the world, but for you guys it ain't quite going to work out under him due to the way he plays, his relationship with the board, that kind of thing really. Whereas you want a more of a manager who plays more attacking, more fearless football, I think. I think he will leave at the end of the season due to those reasons I mentioned, and also his health. He's lost a lot of close friends like Vialli this season as well, so I think it's time for him to go back home and reflect, and perhaps I think he wants to take charge of Juve or something like that really. Will you win something? You could win something maybe in the FA Cup perhaps. Apart from that, I don't really see anything. It is what it is. Which players do I fear? Kane and Son for obvious reasons. Favourite Tottenham West Ham moments over the years. First memory, West Ham United fan, New Year's Day, January the 1st, 1983. Finished West Ham United 3, Spurs 0. Tony Cottee scored the first goal, his debut as a 17-year-old. 97-98 season, I think we won 3-2 at home. You guys took the lead under Sheringham. We got back in the lead, you guys, and then we got the I think Julian Dixon, a penalty spot, made it 3-2 after you pegged us back 2-2 again. That was a good moment. I think we beat you in a Carabao Cup at your ground 2-1 recently. 3-3 Lanzini's long-range equaliser in stoppage time. So yeah, lots of good moments, lots of good derby games over the years to think of, really. Which West Ham players do I think would get into your team? 6 or 7, actually, surprisingly, I thought about. Top of my head, I think Declan Rice, I think Bowen, Agard would get into your team straight away. I think people like Cornet, Paqueta, Skamaka would be in and around the fringes of your first team. So I think a lot of players would break in straight away, and a few would get in after all on the fringes, certainly on the bench, really. Spurs player I would sign would be Harry Kane, again for obvious reasons. Predicted lineup. I think we're going to go with a flat back 5, same as Chelsea, really. It looked when the lineups are out, it looked like we got 3 centre backs and 2 wing backs, but it is a very negative flat back 5. Then 2 CDMs in front, probably be Rice and Souček. 3 up front, probably Antonio, Bowen and Benrahma, or Benrahma and Fornells, one of them two, really. Score prediction, my head tells me you guys will sneak it, but I can't come on as West Ham Irons channel and say you're going to win, so I'd probably say sit on the fence and say 1-1 or 2-2, really. So yeah, that's it from me. Jazz from West Ham Irons channel. May the best team win tomorrow. Hopefully it's a good entertainment game, end-to-end football, one-touch football, lots of goals, something certainly at West Ham we've been lacking under Moyes, really. So yeah, take care. Jazz at West Ham Irons channel.